Hello, quite a spectacular performance by Black in this Osaka League game. So 48.5 points in. Let's see what happened. Oshi and Komoko, so far so good. Then a very calm Shimari. And White attacks from the outside. It's possible and playable, but White should think about inside approach here. And of course the shoulder hit at 0-4. That's why nowadays Black plays the Shimari at 0-4 very often, because White can just play this kind of move to keep Black in check here. I mean, go for some kind of outside thickness right away. Anyway, this is a fancy move to go 0-4. It's an AI style. So playing 0-17, it's more like human style. And of course, White can think about the split, which used to be very popular back in the day. So nothing wrong with this. Black defense, slide. Instead of slide, White has some options. White can go back to K16, speed up a little bit development on the left side, on the top side, sorry. Also Shimari, C14 or High Shimari, C14, modern. But okay, just slide in the corner. And here Black doesn't have to enclose or block the corner right away and finish up the Joseki, because now White has a nice moe in the top. So Black can play the attack in the top left corner right away. And even if White takes the corner at R17, Black is actually happy to extend R11. So these points are quite interchangeable, R17 with R11. And R11 works very well with the Shimari in the lower right corner. So you can allow White get the San sometimes, not always, but from time to time, because this will also leave a big gap in the top between O17 and D17 to invade that area. Much easier when there is no stone at L17. So the classic Joseki, White goes back and Black attacks the lower left corner. Actually, it's more interesting for Black to attack the top left corner. Doesn't matter if it's low or high. Well, nowadays it's a lot of C15 approach, but the idea is that playing in the top, where White already has some stones, this will limit White's Moyo expansion. So Black can play C15 because the Shimari looks very nice with the extension at L17 in place. And when White defends, Black can also attack the lower left corner in order to speed up. So if this happens, like in the actual game, Black can actually combine the corner approach in the top with the Joseki on the left side and get more of the left side. So Black attacks here first, White blocks. Now actually Black can also attack D15. And if the same Joseki happens, Black can connect here, extend, connect here, White defends the top. But this time, maybe not F17, because he's got too many stones on the third line, so he might step up to the fourth line. And then when Black extends in the middle, this will finish up the Joseki in both corners. But it doesn't always happen like that. I mean, this is probably one of the best case scenarios. Sometimes White will cut or pincer, for example, like this, or after attach and connect, when Black connects here, White can cut this way in order to make sure Black is not going to make the nice shape all over. So anyway, basic Joseki here, then extend for to finish it up, and White got the Shimari. So when White makes this Shimari and the extension at L17 is in place, this is quite good for the top side. That's why Black should play the attack in the top left first, because this Joseki on the left always ends in Gote for Black with the extension at C10. Of course, Black could go all the way D15 or C15 now, but then some pincers can come up and it will complicate the game. This can happen, then counter pincer. But this feels a little bit over concentrate. Anyway, it's good to consider in the future in Fuseki how the Josekis will end up Sente or Gote, and according to the picture, maybe choose other moves. For example, here, low approach, and then high approach on the left. So, back to the original game. White got the Shimari, Black immediately shoulder hit to keep the Moyo low. It's actually not necessary. Black can get the big point on the right side, Q10. Q10, it's a nice extension from r4 enclosure. And if white plays something in the top, for example, h16 or j16 to prevent that shoulder hit, white can still, black can still reduce the top. This kind of move, or just a one space jump here. Also, black can consider the attach at d16. This is very common. Playing this 2k in the corner, it's more popular nowadays than a shoulder hit at k16. So if white defends, black will hang on the outside. Then we have the Atari, descent, cut once to see how white reacts, turn, jump, capture the corner, and push several times to fix the shape in the top. Then already damage is done. And again, black has to go for the big point at q10. Of course, when black plays this tsuke, white can also try to resist with e16. And then it's a bit more complicated. So we have this kind of follow-up. Atari, take, and defend. This way, black gets stronger on the left, but doesn't really reduce the top. So, yeah, maybe just wait. Play q10, see what happens in the top, and reduce. Another invasion in the top is to play simply f17. Now, when white double up at d15 to secure the corner, black can get these two forcing moves and then extend for a base. If white plays a pincer at h17, black can simply invade the corner and then leave, giving up the stone on the outside. So black can use f17 as bait. Therefore, there are several ways to consider how to reduce the top. This combination too. Attach a couple of times to keep white low. So anyway, shoulder hit, push, nobi. And here white was supposed to push one more time and then go keima on the second line. Also, white can keima j18 right away, in which case black usually turns or simply jumps into the center because there is no more base in the top. But when white goes g16, black should block k17, because now if black plays other moves, white can connect under this way, and it's quite a large territory. So playing the block at k17 prepares a few moves next. When white comes out here, black can slide to get the base. If white plays another move to remove the base, then you just turn, and now the two stones in the top are losing liberties, so white needs to play here or descend. And in this case, black can jump again to connect to the top, or leave it like this and extend big, because the four stones in the top are already strong enough. When white comes out, black can jump along. So it's very big to block at k17. Fact. This extension, it's hard to say if it's better than q10. q10 it's pretty much in the middle, but anyway, either side extension on the right side is quite large. So white came out. It still works to play the k17 move. When white plays a cap, slide, and then go out. The tsuke can be a little bit dangerous. White can fight back, but white prefers to play the hane and keep the corner. It's better not to play a contact here, because later on, black might try to live in the corner like this. So playing the tsuke makes white stronger. Now, when black plays the nobi, white can push h16, which is a key point, threatening to cut. So black's shape is kind of floating. Therefore here, black should play a hane instead, in order to create a sabake. So white will atari, black connects, and now there are some cutting points. If white goes down, black will cut up, and then set up the ladder, or even a loose ladder would be okay if the ladder doesn't work, but the ladder works here. And if the ladder doesn't work and this happens, it's still nice for black to play the squeeze and then come out. So hane it's an option. If white goes down, then make some eye shape. Black played the nobi, so the proper move would be to connect j14 or simply jump out to get ahead. If white links under, turn once, and then cap to get some potential in the center, or play Keima on the left and Nobi. So this way all the stones will connect very nice on the left side, and this will be the Moyo. Playing this move just protects the stones in the top, but white can push. White can also play here, here, and go out, threatening the cut, so the shape will be very bad. Therefore, instead of Keima, one space jump looks better. And of course the turn here would be powerful, but maybe white doesn't Nobi right away and cuts instead. So that can wait. For example now, turn, then Keima, and Nobi. If white connects in the top, that fight comes to an end and black just gets another big point somewhere else. So playing this kind of Keima, it's going to help the stones in the top, but not so many points later on. And besides, white is center now, so white can get a big point. White jumps in. Cap. That's a fighting spirit move. So maybe black is looking at the cut at M13. Now this attach is very good. Preparation to separate. White was supposed to Hane. And then when black plays Nobi, white will push once. Black has to cover, then slide and try to leave inside. Playing the Nobi, it's a bit passive. And next black's move should be this kind of jump. Cap and Keima in the same time, because when white pushes, black will block, and if white pushes here, black blocks. So the shape is much better, the table shape here. Like that, there are many cutting points left. So push, push again, then white is out. White can actually play Atari, and catch one stone. Just to survive, black will go back and protect here, and slide. So here when white cuts, black can make a good shape. Just connect solid, Atari from behind, and come out. Black doesn't need to play R18. That's the kind of move you play in a completely different situation. So the fight is still interesting in the middle. Better connect. If white pushes in the top, black will Nobi, and now the stones on the side are in trouble. So connecting O14 is very natural, because it gives an eye shape around here. And anyway, there's an eye on the side, so nothing to worry about R18 in this case. So white got the big extension, but the proper move is to connect like that. Still big to play here. Atari, surround everything. This jump is to prevent the invasion at H3, but black can go G5 and still increase the middle. Okay, this jump is to go for the right side, fine. White's move seems a little bit random. He's trying to reduce, but it's still important to play the double Atari or at least slide, because this gives some base and reduce it at the same time. That's a bit dangerous. Saving this stone is not important because the double Atari is still in place. It's more interesting to connect Atari from behind and then jump and separate the group from the right from this stone in the middle. So when white pushes again, surround everything. So Nobi, double Atari, white is finally out. It's actually hard to catch this 07 stone with loose moves like that. White can just jump to the left. And if black attacks from the bottom, white will go towards the top. So the proper move for black here would be to connect the side, Q7. Then if white jumps out again, somehow, just forget it for now and make the other position strong. And K17 is still big to enter the top side. Oh, it was a little bit passive. So if black comes out, push. Yeah, more interesting for white to capture this stone. But it's not center. So if white comes out, black can escape. And then white will catch this stone. If black saves the guy here, white cuts like that. If black connects, white can come out and catch the other two stones. They are trapped in a net. So the capture here was passive. Now black can surround this guy in the middle. Looks very big. Slide, okay. Push. Block is not an option. Let's see, Atari. Go out. And block. It's fine. Black will kill everything inside. I'm not even sure we need this exchange. Actually just double up and then use S11. So no B for safety, but it's already a big box here for black. White is trying to make his own box on the bottom. This attach not necessarily important right now. To start with D4 to see whether white defends here or here, and then attach like this and wedge to create some cutting points, and now even cut. So here white might play E4, then sacrifice in order to get the descending cente, and now turn once and reduce the, no, actually attach. It's also good in cente, and then reduce the top. So this attach can end up in a squeeze. Before cutting, it's good to make the bamboo. This creates many cutting points, so white has to protect like this, or like this. And if this happens, cut here first, and now cut above, and catch that stone. And if this move is played, again Atari, go down, descend in cente, and then cut here. So it's a much stronger formation. Playing the cut right away, white can Atari this way, then the cente fence, push along, and one more time, then some other moves, connecting the top. So if you look at the position here, white has more than 30 points in the top, about 20 points here, some points in this area, and Komi, no, Komi it's half a point, so it's like 60 points. Black has this box, the other box, and the tiny territory in the top. It should be very close, or maybe even white slightly ahead. But white got ambitious and tried to save this stone, and actually he lost some points on the left side. Now connect. Yeah, playing Atari from G7 was a minus, instead of playing from the outside and just sacrifice the stone in order to keep cente. Okay. Black wants to separate the 3 stones, but should be, yeah, can be like this on a larger scale. Anyway, nice idea, because if white comes out, black will separate this way. Okay, double up. The turn is still interesting to enter the top side, and then a move to keep everything connected. Ah, nice tsuke. This move is pretty ingenious, but white can connect by playing Nobi, and then black will look for some compensation in the top. But this way, white could take the stones out. Now, if black turns, there's a problem. It's not so easy for white to protect this area. And then the whole center will die on a large scale. So black pulls back, which is good. Now damage the left. That's very nice. Yeah, black got a pretty good compensation, even though the stones in the middle are a little bit thin. Not so easy for white to catch them. Fine, connect everything. Oh, here black should connect in the top first and then push. But might be wrong. Yeah, it's a bit dangerous. Oh no, in fact, it's still possible to leave. So just push and give up the top. No B first. If white cuts, you gotta turn, then catch the bottom stones, and the top will die. This will be a trade. Like this, white can Atari first, and then capture the stone. So the top stones died. I mean, all these became white. So white should be back in the game now. Okay, white took the stone, and black connected there too. Black can actually Atari first. Atari here in center, and this take. So this fight in the middle got a little bit dangerous. White managed to connect, sorry, black managed to connect the stones, but white should Atari and then go up. So this was a little bit lucky for black. Now it's still good timing before connecting to play Atari here and even one more Atari and then connect, but at least one. Because that can be annoying when white tries to separate more stones. Okay, those are not so big. This is also dangerous because white can play a Kosumitsuke and then cut everything. So normally black should protect here and allow the connection in the top and continue with endgame like this. So black got away unpunished. This is good, vital point. White is supposed to play just Nobi. When white plays the Hane, black can Atari, Hane in the corner and Atari again, so get all the corner in center. Yeah, this is big. And white just collapsed. Aye. Lots of minus moves for white here. White can actually play Atari first and then hanging connection. If black tries to kill like this, there's Atari and capture. So playing the turn, remove his own liberty, so he can only play Kosumi here, then black will Atari and try to reduce the top as compensation. But in the end, black will leave in the top right also. So this is a -2. Black just catches the stones. This move is not necessary. Black can capture a stone here. If white turns, black will get ahead and separate and kill both groups. If no Tetsuji, go down, on this move go up, and then catch the 3 stones, and the other guys will die inside anyway. Black is too strong in that surrounding area. So this was an unnecessary defense. But it shows the mindset of black thinking it's enough to win the game no matter what. So instead of Hane, Atari first and then Hane. It creates cotrets and more forcey moves. Like this, Hane, white just connects and that's it. Oh, white could connect solid here. Because if white plays this way, we're back to square one. So turn. Normally tiger mouth, because when Hane, you can block, and when white connects it's Sente. On this move, white will play everything Sente on the left side. So still a good game for black. Oh no. White has to come back. And this is the way the monkey will finish. That's just huge minus for white. Playing all those moves from the inside and no compensation. This move is not even necessary. Black just kill the corner and now protect here, for example. Or keep the top stones safe in center. Okay, finally that Atari came. Okay, white was trying to set up a ko. Let's see. Throw in Atari and go down. Yeah, black needs to play a move to make sure no seki is possible. That's fine. It's okay to play Atari first and then connect with a hanging move, threatening the 2 stones, and then go down. So damage more points. Anyway, even without Atari here, playing the hanging connection is the right defense because white needs to protect the two stones, and black has Sente. Like this is just a defense in Gote. Those two stones were big too. And now, nothing else can happen. So quite an incredible game for black after all. Especially that it felt it's not going to be such a big win. So instead of connecting here, black should Hane, white needs to defend, then connect, and Atari connect. This way it destroys more points in the top. Like that, white went down and made an extra point at c19. Well, 48 or 49 ahead, it's less important. This Atari is not necessary, -1 point, because anyway, there is no way for white to approach. Black has an eye and white doesn't. So if white plays t18, black can ignore again. If white plays r16 itself Atari, and anyway, white is not allowed to play s19. So black doesn't have to capture when white plays a self Atari. Just leave it like that and remove at the end. This is -1 point. This was necessary. Atari, yeah. And that was it. Anyway, congrats on this win. Very convincing. Well done.